I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in 2018. So I was 29.
Hmm.
And just some of my symptoms, I started with diarrhea, mucus, blood, and then came urgency. Then after a couple months, some incontinence with bowel movements, losing weight, left-sided pain, just the works.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
And,
took me a while to get diagnosed. It took me about 4 months until I got an order to see a GI doctor, because they kept saying, "Oh, I just think it's a virus. It's just a virus." But then after 3 months of me saying no, like I'm going 20 times during the day, upwards of 20 times at night. So they finally said, "Okay, something's going on." So, and then I got
geez.
my diagnosis. Yeah.
And that was 5 years. We're in June of 2023. You were diagnosed in 2018, you said?
Yep,
So
2018.
5 years ago, and this was right before you were going to have your child.
Well, so yeah, so we wanted to get pregnant,
Hmm.
but then, my symptoms started. So then we had to kind of put trying on the back burner, figure out what was going on, why this was happening. And we actually went on a trip to Australia and New Zealand before I got my diagnosis, because we honestly thought that it was cancer and that I
Yeah.
was dying. So we were
Oh,
like, let's go on this 21-day trip before we get bad news. But on that trip, we noticed that if I didn't have dairy, it cut my symptoms in half. If I fasted until noon, cut my symptoms down. And
wow.
then just being in the ocean, vitamin D, and all of that. So when I came back, I was like, wait, I actually feel a little bit better. So because of that experience that I had in Australia, I started to think, no, I think diet and lifestyle definitely has an impact. And I've never thought like that in my life, though.
And so you and your husband are looking at this and going, okay, phew, it's not cancer, it's ulcerative colitis, but still, I'm going to be on biologics forever. I'll have this forever. And so you had already gotten some excitement about natural medicine. What was your experience with natural medicine then?
So I worked with a health coach, and she helped me a lot.
Hmm.
And with the use of mesalamine suppositories, and I did do steroid enemas.
Hmm.
But I did the biologics, but I also wanted to dip in, the more natural world. Working with her was really helpful, and I was able to get into remission that first time. So that was great. So I was like, okay, I think I'm on a path, so
Yeah.
I got off medications. Then we got pregnant. And then my symptoms came back at 10 weeks. So
Mhm.
I did take some biologics. I didn't know what else to do. I was doing paleo, doing everything that I knew what to do,
Yep.
that got me in remission last time, but it wasn't helping.
What were your symptoms like before you started looking at the S.H.I.E.L.D program?
So since I was still a little bit more natural, my symptoms weren't nearly as bad as like the very first one, but I,
Yeah.
I still had 9 to 12 bowel movements a day. The urgency, the left-sided pain, I couldn't lift up my leg because I was in so much pain. I couldn't sleep on my left side. I had the blood, urgency, you name it. I mean, all of the same symptoms. But this time I lost a lot of weight, and I'm 5'10", and
Yeah.
I got down to 110 pounds.
Wow.
So
That's
that,
extremely. You also had fissures and
mm-hmm,
hemorrhoids on top of
yep,
it. So not only the blood, the blood, pain, cramping, urgency, diarrhea, weight loss, 10 bloody bowel movements a day, anemic. You had
yeah,
fissures and hemorrhoids, which is like,
yeah,
makes it much more complicated.
yeah, it's awful.
Well, let me ask you this. You joined the program in March of 2022. It is now mid-June of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And what are your symptoms now?
I have no symptoms. Literally no symptoms. No pain, no urgency. I have 2 to 3 bowel movements a day.
Yeah. Yep. Normal.
I'm normal. I'm working out. I go outside. I went on a hike a couple weeks ago. No issue. I don't even worry about the bathroom anymore. It's pretty incredible.
And you gained all your weight back?
I gained 35 pounds.
Wow. Wow. And how long have you been feeling this good?
Since, even in the middle of groups, because I did
when
do
we were in
groups.
groups,
Yeah.
when you were in groups with me, you like a year? 8 months? maybe?
Yeah, it was probably like 8 or 9 months is when I felt like I'm feeling fantastic. Yeah.
You did all of that in Wyoming,
hmm
naturally, from your house,
Yep, with
in the
no
S.H.I.E.L.D. program.
biologics.
Let me ask you this, Mackenzie. What made you feel like the S.H.I.E.L.D. program could offer something different? Because you'd already done natural medicine.
Yeah, so when I looked it up on YouTube, there were a couple other programs, but the main thing that I wanted was just human contact, actually being able to talk to someone, call someone, and text someone. And to me,
Yeah.
that was huge. The
Yeah.
other programs, I just wasn't really going to get that. So I knew that I would be one-on-one with a coach who had the exact same experience.
Let me ask you this. How important was it to have someone like Coach Lori, or even in the extension of groups, to your success? Do you think you could have had these results without a coach, without that one-on-one?
No, because I already tried that. I already tried, and I did try, some other people and health coach, which was great, but to have Coach Lori, who knew exactly what I was going through and who had done the protocols and got healed and feels incredible. No,
Yeah.
Lori was everything. And she's just so sweet, so positive. And she made me feel like there was hope, because I was completely hopeless. So talking to her, I was like, okay, like that was the happiest I had felt in a while. And then I didn't want to stop doing coaching with her, after 3.5 months. I was like, what else can I do? I don't want to lose you. And then luckily she said, well, we do have groups and there might be an opening, so I can talk to Dane and just kind of see. So I was very, very blessed and very lucky to be able to do groups too. And she was on there as well. But being able to talk to other people was huge to me. I think that's just the hugest benefit of the program, is meeting people like me.
Yeah, and then figuring out what actually works, not just a sob story of, hey, we're all sick together. It's you got results, you got results, you got results. What do you do? And I've seen you this last year really pay it forward for other members. I think a member was just singing your praise, saying like, oh my God, I did the DMSO Stricture Heal protocol. Thank you so much, Mackenzie. My gut's doing so much better from that protocol. And that was something that really helped you with your own colon issues. Was that?
That was, that and Indigo Naturalis were like my two huge instant helpers.
And so those two are two things that over the last year and a half, man, they really helped you out. And I remember you when you started those DMSO dropper, it just did wonders for the hemorrhoid. It was just like boom.
Instant. In 10 days, cut it in half.
Wow.
And I could barely walk.
Wow.
I couldn't barely sit, could barely walk, couldn't really do anything. I had to sit sideways. Like, it was pretty terrible. So in just 10 days, cut the pain in half. It was magical.
Wow. And I know that one of the lingering things with you also, because we've had such a journey with you that I just have so many stories popping up in my head, was like really getting rid of the mucus. I know mucus can be a lingering thing for so many of us. Was there something particular that really you feel helped get rid of that mucus? Because I mean, your symptoms were great. You had no other issues except you just had this lingering mucus. Was there one thing that you think really helped with that?
I think the enemas.
The enemas. And so guys, we build these, we construct these unique enemas, like healing implant enemas for people in the program. But something that can really help in that is maybe like George's aloe vera, maybe some curcumin, slippery elm, things like that. And so like the daily effort of enemas really healed up that colon and probably helped with the formation of the bowel movement, the thickness of the bowel movement, getting rid of the urgency, all great stuff. What do you think were some principles that helped you when you came to the S.H.I.E.L.D. program that you were like, that was different than just restrictive eating and, curcumin, which you were probably
taking? The food philosophy was huge for me because I didn't really take that into account. I was cooking everything on high, I wasn't using my pressure cooker very often. I wasn't taking seeds, seeds out, skins, all of those. So food philosophy for me, I think, was huge. Once I was able to figure that out, and I learned that through your book and through the program, all of the presentations, I just implemented that right away.
Awesome. So, guys, everyone, food philosophy is a way you can free yourself from a diet, just build a lifestyle that makes you happy and healthy. So, there's no diets. And what we did is we took Mackenzie's way of eating, really strict paleo, and we showed her how to increase bioavailability and reduce inflammatory response from the same foods. And gave her opportunity to open up. Are you still strict paleo, or are you able to eat a broad variety?
I eat more of a variety now. I don't consider myself paleo anymore.
Wow. So you can eat grains and you can have different carbohydrates and celebration meals. Because we don't cheat this program, we have celebrations. So have you eaten, tell me anything, have you eaten anything kind of like, wow, I can't believe I ate that in the last month or two?
I mean, the only thing is like processed Sieta cookies. I mean, just they're still dairy-free and gluten-free, but just more processed, I guess. And I'm having no issues. Before I only ate 10 to 12 foods for almost a whole year. Trying, before the program.
You're better now
oh my gosh.
Eating a variety of food than just eating only 10 foods.
Which is crazy, because I thought, the smaller amount of foods that I ate, the better I would be. Now I know the more plant, the more variety, the more fibers, I feel better. And my digestion feels so strong. I know. And I did have a salad, and that I have not had a salad in years. And I had a salad, and it was the best thing ever.
Ben, you just got an updated calprotectin test, right? Last month?
Yeah.
And what was your calprotectin?
It was -15. So pretty much
less than 15. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Less than 15 means undetectable. 15. It's under 15, we can't detect it. Amazing. If there's any piece of advice you'd give to a mom or a young woman out there who is relating with your story?
To never give up. That's huge. And to try CCL, to try the program. Because I don't know where I would be. I don't even know. I would be in the hospital or dead. I mean, so even if you're a mom and you're really, really busy and you feel like you don't have the time, it is worth it. You do have to put some work in, but the program makes it so easy and accessible. And the fact that you can do it from home and you don't have to bring your kids to appointments or do anything like that, they're very, very flexible. And I did all of my calls during my daughter's nap. So I didn't have to, get babysitting or anything. It's doable. Just have to plan it out and just never give up, because you can do this with children. Even if you have 1, 2, 3 kids, you need to be healthy and you need to take care of yourself in order to take care of your kids. So that's huge. And I've learned that through the program too, is that you have to take care of yourself in order to take care of others.